Hey folks, it's Paul Skinner here for my 15th show. It's good to be back again for my 15th attempt at comedy. I'll first start off with I told you I was done with the psychology courses when I met that odd character named Leaf for the Paranoia 101 class. Well, I was a glutton for punishment, and I still wanted to find out more about, personality disorders and this and that. So I took a class called Antisocial 101. Well, I went into the class, and everyone was telling each other, well, fuck off, you fuck off, fuck off. And they were, like hitting each other with clubs and stuff. And finally, Leif Malmsteen, unfortunately, was a teacher again, and he came in there, and he was talking like this, and he goes, hi, and stuff, and he goes, eventually, mid-class, he goes, well, fuck everyone, fuck all of you, and he goes, then he started, banging his head on the wall and stuff, and again, he threw out his briefcase, and again, Stan was out of classroom. Like I said, I was a glutton for punishment with those psychology courses. And once again, I thought, well, I'll go complain to the psychology department. And unfortunately, they had knocked each other out unconsciously with the tire irons. So there's another psychology course that I took. Switching gears, back in the early 90s, Motley Crue came out with a tremendously successful album, Decade of Decadence, I think it was called, and there was a senator, I'm not sure what his name was, I think maybe John Smith I'll use, but he was a big fan, and he offered on the government's dime to take on a tour, and on a world tour of their album back in '94, and his excuse was, hey, they cut a big album, they got to follow it with a tour. So, but anyway, I'll go to another side joke. Let's see. What do politicians think of prostitutes? Well, they consider them their equals. But my friend was like, at least whores, earn their money. They don't sit on their ass all the time. But anyway, do you know finding the G-spot on a woman is like finding an old man in the dark. It ain't hard. But anyway, I found out where I got my bipolar disorder from. I looked way back in the gene trees because I did get it from someone in the family, and I looked back, and evidently in the early 1800s, back in the hills of Kentucky, there was this guy named Jeff Hofferman, and he'd prance around the hills of Kentucky, and he thought he was a clown. Sure, he had like the clown suit on and marching, the drums, and saying it's a clown's life, it's a clown's life. But unfortunately, he was never affiliated with any circus, Hey, how's it going? But, eventually he had to be institutionalized when he was blowing on big boob woman and saying, let Bozo blow these things up. So they finally had to put him in the institution. But UPTV, I'm glad I found out who the character that I got it from. And so that's such a relief. Let's see. I'll go to, it was kind of a good and bad memory of my driver's ed class that I took in high school. I went out the first day. I was the first one up, and I went with two of my peers, one of which was the sadistic Manny McMuffin, as you know from the other episode, liked to beat the shit out of me, which she did very well. And another girl was Jennifer, well, I don't forget her last name. Her name was Jennifer. But anyway, I was the first one on the, to go, and I was on the interstate, and this wise ass came up to me and passed me and gave me the finger. I said, I'm not having, that lit my fuse. I ain't, that not on my watch, Chicago. So I switched the gear into R because I thought it meant race. So I'm going down the interstate, swerving in and out and going 90 miles an hour. And the instructor passed out. And Jennifer, went into a catatonic state. And Mandy was okay. Mandy says, bitch, Paul, bitch. She goes, I haven't given you the credit that you so deserve over the years. So that was good. But, and she throws the instructor in the back and hops up in the front seat with me. She lights a cigarette and decides she wasn't in the mood for a cigarette, so she put it out on the instructor's head in the back seat. And the one that went in a catatonic state, she was just rocking back and forth going, why? But anyway, towards the end of the Odyssey, which was my driver's ed class, this old man was snickering at me when I was going the off-ramp. I wasn't having that either, UPTV. I jammed the shift into end, so I thought the end was not having it. Well, I was burning rubber like 90 miles an hour in neutral. And but finally, we made it. Me and Mandy helped each other out, and she, she boxed at me a few times, but I was okay. I was used to it. But we get back to Broadlands, which is my hometown, and Jennifer was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and she was heavily medicated. And the instructor got treated for minor bruises around his groin area and fire burns, the lit cigarette on his forehead, got treated for it. And me and Mandy, it's the DMV found out about the excursion, and they were afraid of me, and they said, well, Paul, we're giving you your license, we ain't even testing you. What's that character, Mandy? She gets hers too. So we were celebrating. Me and Mandy went out for brandies and cigars. So it turned out well. So let's see if I can memorize the rest of my material here. Let's see. Oh, going back to some jobs that I liked, but I got fired from. I mentioned the jobs before. I worked at a, hey, check this out, see here. I worked at a coffee place on campus called Perks R Us. And it was my first day, and the manager was kind of an odd, I think he had some type of personality issue. But I worked the front, I got trained and I worked the front counter, and this cute co-ed came in. Of course, I'm wild about the women and stuff. And she came in and said, may I have a house coffee? I said, miss, this coffee is almost as hot as you are. Well, the manager was in the corner and he goes, yeah, Paul fired. And I was done after that. But I'll mention another job I had. I was working at a tanning salon called All Over Body Tan. And the first day, I got props for this too. The first day, I was, a woman come in, really with great personalities, big boobs, came in. And she says, oh, hi, fine sir. Do you work here? Yeah. Can you show me to booth 69? No pun intended on that. her name was Chances, and I certainly hope my chances were in my favor that day. But I took her back in the booth, and she said, would you rub this lotion all over to my body to no avail? Well, I got excited, and, my hands got a little steady, and I was like, getting excited and squirting this, oh shit, squirting it all over me, and oh, I'm a mess. And, but I hope Jason doesn't get too mad. I have to clean this up. But she said, the manager came in and she said, we really like your enthusiasm, Paul, and we really enjoy the pep. But I said, until you can control your hands on the copper tone, we can't hire you because it's taking too much lotion, and we have to call for a lot of supplies. Well, 2 weeks in my absence, they hired me back because the clientele seemed to really like me. I think they really liked me, UTP. They really liked me, I think. But I learned, to control my behavior, with lotions and stuff. I got some of that in my eye. But, and I went well from there on out. But anyway, now I'll switch gears to another bit. I was taking, because, I'm basically trying to hone my skills as an actor and stuff and trying to find opportunities, for comedy and such. And I was taking this class called Theater Appreciation. Well, I asked one day and I got an A in it because all you had to say was, I appreciate the theater in dramatic fashion. Well, you know how the judge is sitting in the front row, and I said, I appreciate the theater, and the director goes, Paul, yeah, A, and I got an A the first day. So that's that, and I better check my iPhone, see if I have anything else to do. Done. I think this is I might be done with the oh, okay, I got one more bit. Okay, cool. Well, I got one more. Back in, I was going to Parkland, taking those psychology classes that I pretty much threw to the side. But back then, truthfully, there was Bradley's Tavern there, a dance bar. And it was tech night, so I thought, hey, there'll probably be a lot of hot chicks around and stuff, and I could use my witty charm and repartee to maybe get somewhere with them. But anyway, I went in there, and all I saw was a bunch of dudes hanging around. And I go to the doorman, I said, where's the women at, there's no response. And that's back when you could smoke. And, I was sitting down, hoping some women would come in. And this guy asked for a light. Back then you could smoke in the bars. I said, well, okay, I light. And then this big, really muscular guy came up to me and started rubbing my shoulders and said, oh, you're a big, strong athlete. I said, okay. Then he goes, you're a gay man's dream, Paul. I go, oh, shit. I said, I ran out of that place like a turtle on crack. So I was out of there. I was out of there quick. So that's all my bits today. I hope you enjoyed my 15th show. Like I say, I want to try to do keep coming up with material. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed my show. And of course, I'd like to thank Jason Leggett, who is here today. Usually Khalib films me, but Jason's here today to film me. So I'd like to thank both of those guys, and I'd like to thank you so much for watching. And you know the ending, I do, Jason does. So like I say, I thank you, and I bid you adieu.